And we're back. Clubhouse episode 21. We've got an exciting show for you. Me and Pappy have a little bet with Jerome Hughes with the Rugby Sevens Women's. Australia versus New Zealand. $50 bonus bet between each other. Also talk about Penrill's 400 game against Carlton and the Olympics. Let's get into it. Go Australia. Let's get that gold. Woo!
All right, welcome back. Clubhouse episode 21, round 22 of the NRL. Straight off the bat, the Soho Cherries from RIXX are back on the website. Check them out if you haven't yet. Very popular, probably the most popular ones on there. So they are back on the website. If you want to grab them, head there and check them out. But other than that, Olympics happening at the moment. I've got my Paddy Mills, Boomers, Guernsey on. Boys, what have you been doing? Been watching the Olympics? Been cruising around? Just started last week. So
yeah, I've been watching a little bit. It's probably hard with the time difference. So been watching the replays in the morning, but it's good to see the Australians are still in the medal tally, top 4. So I think we've got 9 at the moment and the top's got 12. So it's been doing pretty good. I know we've had a lot in swimming. We've still got the women's rugby sevens going well, and then obviously the Boomers still going as well.
all the women's sevens. It's all mounting up to be a Aussie-Kiwi final, I think.
If that's the case, we might as well have some Eddie bets, don't we? We've done it before.
Yeah, right.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
I'm happy with it.
You guys are favourites, so
I don't think we are. I don't think we are.
No, we're not.
So
we wouldn't be.
We'll have a 7.5 line.
Yeah.
No line. We'll just go head to head.
All right, head to head.
Yeah.
Done.
What are you thinking?
$50.
So that's $100. 50 each.
You trying to cancel out your Bulldogs bet? Actually, they're coming
I'm just
back
trying to
too.
they're coming. I thought they were in the 8th, so.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I'll go 50 each. 50 each.
Done.
Happy?
Yep, done.
Yeah.
All right, like it.
Virtual
Calm the
shake.
girls.
What about the swimming? Around Titmus and Molly Culligan? Is that
Cullen, yeah, this morning, was it?
First and second Olympic record. Not bad. It's not bad.
Competitors, I think they swim in the same
Team
team
boxing.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Be a nice little competitiveness. Like we've always done well in swimming, but to have 2 of the fastest swimmers in Australia, and not even in Australia, in the world, it's pretty crazy. So Dean Boxall's doing a great job. We had him in.
We did have him in.
Yeah.
How long ago now?
We were just talking about that downstairs.
About 6 months ago now, I reckon. Just before they started going in their prep for Paris, they were about to head on their Hell Week? I think he was calling it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I couldn't remember exactly what he was saying, but he put them through some crazy tests where the obviously the swimmers didn't really like it. I sort of compare it to IDQ, although I haven't done the proper IDQ yet, but I feel like it was the swimming version of the IDQ. So obviously works though.
Yeah.
His training works and he showed it. So
crazy to think about. Like there would be swimmers who can't go to the Olympics, but like they'd probably make the podium if they did in Australia.
Yeah.
Like our qualification compared to everyone else's. Wild, eh?
It'd be nice to get him in here, Dean, if you're watching. Little special guest, hopefully.
Get him in now. He's on his high after the win, I think, because Ariane won the 400 the other night.
Yeah.
So
Beat
Summer
Ledecky
McIntosh and Ledecky,
Yeah.
who were sort of meant to be the next few big things. So
Yeah.
very big win there. Been watching anything else in the Olympics? Obviously, the times aren't ideal, but there's sort of that period between like 4 in the afternoon and midnight where you can sort of watch a bit.
I watched one girl. She was 14 years of age, skateboarding. I can't remember her name.
Actually,
Yeah.
and you know whose daughter it is?
yeah,
No.
do you know who that is?
No.
Do you remember Luke Cavell?
Yeah.
Played for the Sharks?
Yeah.
That's his daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, he was a good goal kicker for the Sharks too.
Chloe Cavell.
Yeah, wow.
So 14-year-old at the
That's
Olympics.
pretty cool. Like
skating.
14 years of age. Like I'm sure, obviously, the dad and mum would have had to go over with her. I've been 14 years of age, so
And skateboarding too. I feel like I don't know, it's just a different sport. I feel like it's more extreme. Like that sort of sport's just an extreme sport.
Well, like, so the women's skateboarding, I was watching it because I was like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like they're all really young.
yeah.
Like 14, 15, 16. I'm like, is it like a prime age for skating that age? Like your bones just like softer and you can just cop the landings? Or like I wonder what.
Yeah, I don't really go to many skate parks, but you wouldn't see probably too many 35-year-olds going and do.
But then I looked at the men's and they were all a bit older. They were like 20, 30, a few young ones. But I just, yeah.
It's
If
an
anyone's got any
interesting
idea, let us know.
yeah.
But
I'll have to-
intrigued.
it was pretty
that
cool
up
to
a
see them just like throw it around and
Couple kick flips here and there.
Oh, well, the Olympics theme does tie into our icebreaker today. Interesting one. Would you rather win the 100-meter swimming final, 2 Olympics in a row, or the men's 100-meter sprint once, but from lane 1? So you've just snuck in. You've just snuck into the final.
Underdog.
And the thing is, in the sprint though, the favourite does his hammy. So it's like you've won, but like
You didn't
you
beat. You beat him, but
or you can win back-to-back 100 metres swimming gold medals.
I'm going to go to 2 medals on swimming. Just say I'm a 2-time Olympian gold medalist.
Yep.
And I feel like it's like the Bradbury story where everyone fall over on the ice. Everyone's always into him. Everyone's always into him. Like he didn't really earn or deserve, but he's probably the best for Australia in ice skating, you know. So I think I'm going to go to 2-time Olympian swimming, even though I can't swim.
Seen that before, yes.
I was made for water.
I'm going to have to go to sprinting. I don't know why.
It's the genuine race that stops the nation.
Legit. But like it sort of hurts that the favourite done his hammy, but just to win that, you're still going to be known as the winner of it. I reckon like all the sponsorships after, or for the next 4 years, you'd go pretty crazy, I reckon. So,
and it'd be that point of difference too. Like you won from lane 1. I don't know the last time that's been done, but like
you shouldn't have won and you end up winning. I reckon it's pretty cool. And I used to, I don't know why this actually comes to my head, but I used to play like all the Olympics games when I was growing up. So like Athens, Athens 24, and you had to push X. I don't know why. And I always used to play the 100 meter. I never used to do the swimming, so I'm just going to go off that.
I'm going to go to the running one as well.
That's fine. So we're all different here.
Yeah.
That's why we go well.
I feel like if you, just be a good story from lane 1.
Yeah.
And swimming's not my thing, so.
That's I knew it was mine, but I'm 8 years of dominating the sport.
All right, so we talk about sprinting then. No. Let's change it up a little bit. All right. Storm Marathon at the Olympics.
Yep.
Who's your top 3? Who's finishing last? And where are you finishing?
Top 3 in
so
marathon. How far is the marathon?
42 Ks.
Oh,
is it?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 42.
Yeah, all right.
So it's a long distance, endurance.
Just running, no swimming. No,
just a straight out run.
I feel like Harry, Wish, Paps.
Yeah, that's
probably going to be my top 3.
Yeah.
Is there a Smoky that?
I'm just trying to think. Oh, X has got.
Yeah, I was thinking X2.
X has got a bit of a motor on him too. I know he's fast.
Think about a marathon. You're just running.
Yeah.
You're not turning. You're just.
But X is bulked up though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be a bit too heavy for a marathon. He's
He's
bulked up now. So I'm going to, that's my top 3 there.
Top 3. And
who's going to win it?
Who's going to win or who's coming last?
No, just do top 3. Who's going to lose?
All right.
Can I say it? No, I don't want to say it.
I had someone in mind, but.
We'll just go, I'll just say one of the Rockies. Let's leave it at that.
I'm going to throw Welch under the bus.
I was going to say Welch as well.
Welchie. Oh, I hope he doesn't hate me. If we're going to toss up names. Love you, Nelson. But sorry, brother.
All right. Well, that's the interesting one. And where would you finish?
I'm going to say top 10.
I'll be mid-pack, I reckon. What's that? 30, 15?
Pretty fit, but you both cover about 9 Ks a game.
You're fit and you got a good motor. Your problem is your back.
I'll be running like this. My head will be touching my ass. It'll be that far back. So if you think, I reckon I'll go 25 Ks and then my Gary will just go to water. But
all right, what would you rather do? An ultra marathon, which is like the 100K, I think, the 100K, or IDQ?
3 days. How long is it? 100K.
Well, a marathon's like roughly about 4 hours. We'd probably do 3-4 hours.
Yeah. So it'll be about 15,
20?
15 to 20 hours of just running.
Yeah.
Holy.
Or 3 days of no sleep and...
Nah, you'd probably just pump it out, wouldn't you? But what if you had to get under a certain time? If not, you had to go again next day.
Oh.
That's a great question.
All right, let's do the math. 6-minute kilometres. All right?
It's 100 Ks. So
100 Ks. 10 hours for 100 Ks. That'd be pretty good, I reckon.
That's quick, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's not me, bro.
That's way too quick.
We'll have to figure it out. Get on the treadmill.
I'm intrigued now. You got me thinking.
Yeah. How about we just do none of them?
How
about we just retire?
Well, Mucky B watches this, so don't give him too much ammo and too much.
Yeah, true.
All right, well, let's just keep talking about the Olympics because there's been a bit go on. Obviously, a few gold medals Australia. Titmus gold 400, Jess Fox.
Yeah, for the canoe. That was
canoe.
I watched that replay.
Yeah, the K1 was it? K1.
Yeah, K1. Yeah.
Gold. 4x100 women's freestyle. Gold. Molly O'Callaghan, obviously gold.
Yeah.
And actually, that's the other one I was going to talk about. 4x100. It's the fourth Olympics in a row that they've won that gold medal. The women's 4x100.
Who's it, McCown?
So they won it 4.
Well, they've obviously been different.
Oh, has it been different? It's not all the same
It's
girls.
not all the same girls.
Oh, right.
But
Wow, I thought it was all the same girls.
to be that dominant in that
Yeah, that's
event.
pretty crazy, eh?
4 years in a
Especially
row.
to have different swimmers come through
Yeah.
and still be that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
It's pretty hard to do.
Yeah.
Hard to do.
Unbelievable. Rugby sevens too. Did you watch any of that?
Oh,
Aussies were going well.
Yeah, we got pumped by Fiji in the semi-final.
Kiwis.
Kiwis bowed out straight
early.
away. Yeah, that was. I don't think anyone's seen that coming, but yeah, that was disappointing. I know those boys would have been disappointed. Our sevens man Brick, he was pretty gutted. He still wore his All Blacks jersey though. It wasn't a sevens one, but he wore it the day after, so
Proud man.
he was still proud of the boys.
We actually watched it, I think. We watched them we watched Fiji versus France. Not the final, but they played each other in the groups.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Well, that's the
80,000
same
fans.
as I think it was. The Kiwi boys played South Africa, was it in the
Pool game.
in the pool games, and they played them in the quarter and lost.
and lost.
They beat them in the pool, which is weird. How do you?
Yeah.
I think there's the top 2 went through, and then plus
For and against or something.
a couple teams that finished third or made it through. So
And that's crazy. Then South Africa ended up winning a bronze medal.
Yeah.
got all the way out there
yeah.
after losing.
Yeah, they beat Australia in the final
medal
for the
match.
Mons. So there you go. It just shows that you can have an off day and
But-
somehow find a way to get in.
See the atmosphere though. Look crazy.
Unbelievable.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Especially they ended up winning it, but
Especially in France. Oof.
yeah, even like some of the pool games and some of the finals, like quarters and that, was pumping.
There's 80,000 fans.
Yeah.
There's like 90,000 fans in the stadium.
It's crazy how history like writes some stuff. Like Jess Fox is like half French, like she's French as well as Australian, and she wins in France, gold medal, and then France wins the rugby sevens at home. So I'm not saying they're biased,
Can
but
the French
it's like-
basketball team do
yeah, I
it?
don't know. That's a little good question there too.
Wemby.
Do they play tonight as well?
I think they're in the morning.
Morning.
Early in the morning, yeah.
The other gold medal was Grace Brown. That was an early one, women's road trial on the bikes. And the conditions were putrid.
Yeah, well,
too.
it was wet, wasn't it?
It was pouring. It was
Yeah.
pissing
Oh,
down.
I've seen so many different weather conditions over there.
Yeah.
It's just
Crazy.
looks hot sometimes. Like a couple of sevens games look hot as, and then
Yeah, I've seen photos
that,
of
been
them
pissing down.
walking the like the torches and the flag banners, and they were pissing down, and they all had wet jackets and that on.
Yeah. Oh, is that in the parade?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
What else has been happening? What have you been doing this week? Obviously, played the other day, a few days off after. Travelled back Saturday. Munsters return. We will get to that. But other than footy, other than the Olympics, anything else been happening?
Look after the two rug rats at home. It's been terrible weather. They're probably like last couple of days. I think
Cold.
Saturday was raining in Sydney, and then we flew home, and then it was even worse back here. So today's nice. I've looked at it during the week, so hopefully we can keep the rain away for a nice game on Saturday.
typical Melbourne weather where you just stay indoors and watch TV, which is not too bad when you got Olympics on, but yeah, you got any TV shows? Actually, there was a few TV shows that they tossed up last week in the comments.
In the comments, yeah.
Yeah. So have you boys been watching any any Netflix shows or TV shows? Mun took about 2 hours to find his one last week.
I did.
No, I've been reading.
Ah,
Yeah,
Newy or
newy and very goody.
What is it? You gonna share it with
It's called The Anxious Generation. Be interesting to hear your thoughts on this because you boys you just fit into Gen Z, don't you? Are you 95?
No, I'm 94.
94. So
Just
these are
outside.
millennials.
Yeah.
Righto. Okay, so this book's like based off Gen Z, like kids. So 1995, 2010, I think. And it just speaks about like why we're so anxious and why we're this and why we're that. Have a guess why.
Why are you just so anxious?
social media.
Ding, yes.
Not bad.
Another reason?
How many is it?
There's just two. Oh, two common themes.
Yeah.
Phones.
Yes. So, well, that's how obvious it is. But they speak about being overprotected just in like the real world. So like helicopter parenting and like all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But then overexposed in the virtual world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
So
yeah.
then it's like a combination of you go through we're the first generation that's grown up with social media during puberty when you got like make most of your decisions and all those like vital parts of your life are happening.
Yeah.
And then it's like altering our brain chemistry so that we actually can't make decisions for ourselves. And there's this whole pandemic now of like every generation's got their thing.
Yeah.
But Gen Z's is like a social media dilemma / overprotection. So very good read.
Like a life reality compared to a virtual reality.
Yeah.
So like his social skills ain't as great as like the Gen Y kind of group, millennials or something like that.
They talk about like free play, so I'm sure you boys had plenty of. I feel like I'm on the cusp because I had a bit of both. I was exposed to like social media, but then also had like really good free play when I was a kid. So they talk about like, you used to go out to your neighbour's house and just kick the footy around and those things don't happen anymore because it's like we're scared that our kids will get exposed to something. They're like,
Yeah.
you know, and it was a really interesting read and a lot of it sort of makes sense. So then the end of the book is all about what schools and what parents can do now to help the next generation. It might be it's not too late for this generation, but it's like usually you learn lessons from the one before and then what can we implement now? So a lot more was like more free play childhood over phone-based childhood and things like that. So quite like confronting, but also quite realistic and true. Yeah. So good read. Anxious Generation, it's called.
Is there pictures in it so I can read it? Pictures?
No, there's not. Oh, actually, no, there is. You know what there's pictures of? They talk about like playgrounds and how playgrounds now are like real safeguarded. And they talk about we need to go back to where there's like elements of risk because elements of risk teach children to then build a foundation of like, this is the right thing to do and then learning by themselves rather than being like, don't do this because it's going to hurt you. There's a few little pictures in there, but it's a very insightful book. So if anyone wants to check it out, it's a nice little read. But that's what I've been doing. Yeah,
nice, baby. That's actually really good.
Receiver, watching that a little bit really got me going. I think I said that last week.
Better than quarterback? Similar.
Pretty similar. Like quarterback's pretty good because it's like their job's so hard and just shows how much they got to do to be good at their spot. And but I guess wide receiver is pretty cool because they're a bit more leery, so there's a bit more going on in their episodes. Like they're they're a bit more out there than the quarterbacks. Like Kirk Cousins on the QB, like he's just
very structured.
Yeah, he's just like he was doing this stuff with his brain. Like he was every morning before he go into training, he was watching a thing and he was testing his brain at the same time. You know, just like sort of.
What would you compare
that sort of stuff
positions wise?
Well, that's what I was sort of thinking. I thought, you know, QB sort of like halves, thinking sort of that sort of stuff. So that's why I was intrigued to sort of watch it and see what like the extras they put in, and obviously they got lots more technology and money with it. And then the wide receivers are just. I'm going to say wingers. They sort of remind me of wingers a little bit. So I'm going to go that.
Expand on why you think wingers. I think I know why, but.
Well, just because they're on the same.
They do the flashy plays.
Yeah.
But
they score touchdowns.
And the
wingers score tries.
Lavish lifestyle.
Gold chains.
Chains.
You know, we see X rolling around in his gold chain. So it just reminded me of Justin Jefferson. Same. So, but it was a good watch though. It's good to see, like, because you don't really get to see much about the insides of those guys. So, even the Simone Biles ones, Simone Biles, is that her name?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, but apparently really good, and apparently she's killing it at the moment. So,
yeah.
I love it how they're bringing out those sort of documentaries now. We can
cool
get
insights,
in depth.
Yeah, really good insights. Good exposure for the athletes as well. But
it's always good to see how other people prepare or go about their business. So everyone's different, so it's good.
We're currently sitting amongst one, aren't we?
Yeah,
a little doco.
Yeah.
A little doco. It's not
they should do an NRL one though. Obviously, although they've done a few teams, it'd be cool to see. I guess what players do, like go in the life of Paps, see what he does.
Yeah,
on a day to day.
That interesting.
Actually, you did one with Day of the Life with the Shemmy boys.
Well, that's a bit different. I feel like if you get like a proper documentary done on you, you'll be able to.
They'd be putting like cameras in your house and everything. Wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah. Like see what you do at home with the kids.
Nothing. Oh no, he's a terrible father.
See what Bianca
Bro's
does.
sleeping. Where's Cameron?
Munster gets home from training, straight to bed.
Kids are going wild downstairs.
All right, let's talk about some footy. NRL, another win from the boys on the weekend, and the return of Moneyman Munster. How I knew you were coming onto the field, I just heard the crowd booing out of nowhere. So, big fan in Sydney.
They asked me there.
I forgot about that actually. I was thinking, and then when he got the board, another boo. Now another loud boo just went across the stadium. I was thinking, what the? I forgot about that actually.
Yeah, no, I did get
reception.
booed. It was good actually.
How was coming off the bench? I think a lot of people were, I guess, surprised that you were coming off the bench. But
When was the last time you did?
have you ever come off the bench?
Yep, once more before that. It was 2017. Played against the Bronx about round 3 or 4, broke me jaw. And then Jaxie played maybe 4 weeks. It was a weird injury because I could still, I had to eat soup for 2 weeks, but I could still train with the boys. Like I had surgery, but then I could still train out of contact. I had to wear red bibs, so I could still train with the boys, but
But you had to eat soup.
I had to eat soup because I couldn't actually physically like eat with much. I couldn't munch on anything. So I was like two-hand touched all the time with the red bib. So that was a bit of an interesting one. But I played against Manly actually, come off the bench then. I remember that one. And then, now come off the bench last week. Belak rang me and asked what I wanted to do. He wanted to probably just play me limited minutes. And I was like, yeah, mate, happy to do whatever's best for the team. And regardless of ego or where I thought I should be playing, I just took on with the team. I know Wishy and Husey and all the boys have been playing some really good footy. So the boys have put us in a really good position, which I'm very thankful for. So I just had to go out there and just run the ball and make my tackles. So it's easy when you got yourself and Jerome playing the footy that you're playing. So he wishes he's playing some good footy too. So it's an interesting one. And I don't know if we've had that much competition or that much healthy competition for a while. Like you look at X injured, got GA killing it. You got Sewer going well too. So it's kind of hard at the moment to try and find positions. Like you had me, Sewer, on the bench with two forwards in Laz and Nelson. So like usually we go with 3 forwards and a utility. So it's you've got to try and find a spot for Sewer and then myself. So I don't know what we're going to do this week, but it was just exciting just to be back out there with you lads.
How was sitting on the bench for? It was 30 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah,
30 minutes.
I played the last 10 minutes of the first
People
half.
have seen you sit on the couch here, chewing your nails, tapping your feet.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen a bit.
Is it very similar?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit. Just watching you boys, it's hard. Like I always scream at the TV when I'm at home and you're playing away as well. So Bianca never sits next to me. She's always in the other room watching it. But yeah, it was a tough 20 minutes for us as a group. He's dug deep. He's made a lot of tackles. So, but yeah, I was just out there just screaming because I just want the best for everyone out there. And it was good. I had a couple of times Lockie go to me, mate, man, you got to go for a run. I'm like, what for? I'm already ready to go. I'm warm. He goes, nah, mate, you have to go for a run. So I went down there. I got booed a couple of times. So that's why I was sick of running down there. I think I ran twice and I kept getting booed. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna sit down and wait until I get my opportunity. So, but no, it was good to see Husey in open space, and then he was looking for yourself. Big Woo Greg caught you. So,
Got me beauty. Yeah, let's talk about that actually. I just thought like we're at the point like it's all getting friendly. It's friendly competition still. I don't want to go too
you
far
pulled
ahead
up,
of the
you
try
reckon?
tally.
You just
Yeah.
pulled up?
Yeah, it's too early in the game, and I thought, you know what, I just can't do it. So
Save it for later.
no, to be fair, I was buggered. I just like my technique felt like it was going out the window, so I was like, I just got to come back in here. And then we removed. Yep, got me
Head high.
nearly Gordon Talismith to the sideline.
that's Huja.
But that's right. Quick play of the ball and we scored off the next play. So just a real selfless act when you think of it that way. But no, try tally actually. I was doing some research before because I thought you guys were tied.
No, he's
Nah, I
got
think I'm under.
You've got
Hughes by
Husey
one.
By one.
Yeah, I remember that. And that's why I was worried because I was out for, because we spoke about it and I was still out for another 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's the way he's going. Like he could find
And
a way.
you
But no.
could have scored a couple tries too.
Yeah.
right, let's go.
When?
Harry's try. You were right next to him. I could
Bro,
hear you.
I was screaming at him.
I think
I
it's
was
Eels.
proper
Watch it,
screaming at him.
watch it, yeah.
Well, because someone was chasing him
Sean
on the
Lane,
inside.
Sean Lane was, yeah.
And I thought maybe if Harry just caught him on the side of his eye, he might be like, "Oh, pass it off here." And I was screaming loud enough, so I thought he was. But to be fair, he was always going to score. But I was in his ear heavy.
Another one was, I think I sort of poked my nose through, passed it back to you.
Yeah.
And then Gutho come across and you put a kick through.
In, yeah.
I'm thinking,
I don't know if I was going to score that.
you've got a good right foot. I don't know why you didn't use it.
Yeah, I could hear Means. He was screaming. He's not in the try tally, but he may as well be the way he was screaming for the ball. So, yeah, I should have taken him on. I just got to be more selfish.
Yeah.
Selfish.
Selfless. I mean, I reckon for out of the 59 that I've scored and 56 that Mun have scored, you've probably assisted half of them. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
so if we're doing try assist, Hughes is winning. Mun's second. I'm definitely third. But let's just keep it try tally for now.
So what is it? 50?
59, 56, 55.
I'm filthy though. I had a chance with Kingy on the weekend and I threw a grenade out the back. Luckily Penasini didn't grab it on his toe because no one was catching him when he was going.
No, he was off.
So do I get a try assist there if he scores?
Yeah, if he scores, I'd give you it.
Sweet.
But no, a very weird game. 48 tackles we made in our little red zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. In our cage, yeah. It's all red zone, yeah.
Where you got tackled twice in ours. So I was just wanted you to explain how rare that actually is.
Yeah.
And how that makes you feel while you're on the field.
I feel like that. Yeah, so we had 2 tackles in their 20.
The whole game.
Attacking their line the whole game, which is, if you looked at the stats and just seen that, you'd think we lost. You'd think we got pumped, but fortunate we were able to score a few tries from out. I think we only scored one inside the bricks one, the bounce pass back to him.
Yeah, that was yours.
I think that's the only time. Yeah, that was the only tackle that we had in there, 20, and we scored. So the rest of our tries pretty much come from long distance. So it's very rare to be able to do that. And I think that's just we got to give ourselves we probably going out of that game. I probably wouldn't have thought that, but looking back at it, we got to give ourselves props for the way we defended on our own line, having 45 tackles at us, and that's just inside our 20. And to leak, I think we only leaked 3 tries. It's pretty good.
And how much confidence gives you an attack knowing that we had 2 but scored 5 tries? 5 tries, yeah.
Yeah. So
it's.
But although, yeah, I remember talking to a few boys after the game and it felt weird, and we were probably disappointed at what we done because there was a few things that we didn't do the way we wanted to. But then when you look at it sort of like that, you got to take the positives out of it more than the negatives. So hopefully we can learn a bit and, yeah, I guess take a bit of confidence from what we've done as well.
Yeah, and a big game this week against the Dragons, obviously on the fringe of the 8. That's a battle of itself at the moment, the top 8 and top 4. So they're coming off a tough loss against Penrith, but coming down here to, I guess, put their season back on track. So Amy Park, Saturday, 5:30. Another big game. Yeah, Arvo game. And yeah, Mun City checked the weather. I think it's supposed to be all right.
It's not bad. It's good weather. So on that too, we obviously didn't start well against Para with the 6 agains and the way we obviously got into the game. But the way the Dragons play, they're a big physical team, big bodies, and we've looked at some obviously clips and the games they've won. They've been really dominant at the start of the games and won the penalty count. So we can't afford to let the big boys run wild for the Dragons this weekend. Otherwise, it could be an interesting afternoon.
Yeah, there's an interesting stat, hey, they showed the other day. All their games they've dominated, they just won the penalty count early and got downfield. So, big game, 5:30. And
second to last home game for the boys.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
Hopefully we can get a big crowd out there. Hopefully we got some more home games in the finals. But yeah, we've only got this one and then Dolphins in a couple of weeks. So
the Bromwich boys.
Hopefully we can get a Saturday Arvo. It's a good time slot too. So hopefully, we can get a lot of our supporters out there and, get behind the boys in their second to last home game.
Second to last home game, Amy Park, Saturday night. Yes, we've had some really good home crowds this year. And I seen something the other day about the Warriors. They've sold out every home game this year.
Since early, yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I reckon we would be close to that. Obviously not sellouts, but in terms of big crowds each game, it's been pretty impressive. So hopefully more out there against the Dragons. And then the Dolphins, still pretty important games because we sort of, you want to finish in those top 2 positions and get home finals. So these games are the ones you need to win and, cement that. So Saturday night, big one there. All right, question listeners' question of the week. This one's interesting. We were reading YouTube comments. We do realise it's a bit hard to comment on Spotify now. We've got the big boss looking over it, seeing how we can rectify that. But we've just had to go back and look at some Spotify questions from previous episodes, and we'll answer them. So apologies for that. But yeah, we'll make sure next week we'll hopefully have an answer as to why you can't ask on Spotify. And yeah, hopefully it's fixed for next week's episode. But you lads got your questions of the week.
Yep. Yeah,
Take it away.
First big boy.
I got one from Jade. Hey guys, who is one retired NRL player you would have liked to play alongside, and one retired NRL player you wouldn't have liked to play against?
One you'd want to play alongside, one you wouldn't want to play against.
Yeah. So I'll go first because I've had a bit of a think. I'm gonna go. I've probably got two. I've been lucky to play with some good players, so I'm more thinking Darren Lockyer. I used to be a Brisbane Broncos fan when I was young, so I'm going to go Lockie. Mm-hmm. He would have been good to play in the halves with, I guess. And I'm going to have to go. I'm trying to think. I don't think I played with him, but I'm going to go JT. I can't remember if I played with him. I've trained with him when I was up there with the Cowboys, but I'm not sure if I've actually got to lace it up with him, so I'm going to go them two. Okay. And the person I wouldn't want to play against, I'm going to go GI.
That's so funny. I was going to say the person I want to play with is GI.
Yeah. I feel like if he's on your edge, your centre, I'm defending, and he's a centre, and he's getting an early ball. He's coming back on the inside, beats the centre, and you've just got to go at him. You're just getting fended straight to the nose. So I'm going to have to go. Yeah, I would not like to play against GI. And seeing some of his highlights, it's just, he was a freak. He was actually a freaky man. So I think you played with him before, man.
Yeah, I played one Origin game with him, yeah. Maybe two. I think maybe two with him.
He just has the aura about him, eh? So they're my two.
All right.
Well, three, sorry.
Man.
Well, I'm going to go, I'd play with GI. Imagine just getting the ball at back and just have an option to hit him. Beauty.
Yeah.
And then who I wouldn't want to come against, I don't know why, but when I used to watch, I used to just like watch and be like, I just hope I never come across this guy. Manu Vadavai. Bro. He was a beast.
Yeah.
And I just thought, you know what, he's probably some guy I wouldn't want to verse. But
I've seen him jam a lot of fullbacks too, I feel.
And he cooked Billy at one stage, remember? Off the scrum. Billy ended up cooking his shoulder, but mate.
Was this when he was playing for New Zealand?
Yeah.
In Australia?
No,
he
made
played for Warriors, I think.
He played for Warriors. He made
yeah, that's when he did his shoulder.
Yeah, his shoulder, yeah, mate.
That's right.
What's a bad man?
Yeah, no, that would be mine.
Oh, that's a scary man. I'm going to say who I wouldn't want to play against, and this is old. I'm going to go Gordon Tallis. I just think back those days, he was a wrecking ball and would probably knock my lights out. I just think he's just looked like that scary raging bull that they call about him. Who would I love to play with? I want to say JT or Matty Bowen. I've never got the opportunity to play with them, play against them. But yeah, I'm going to say I loved just the way obviously JT played. I'm going to say Matty Bowen. I love to see just the way he silked through the back line. So I just like the way he played. So I said Matty Bowen.
Yeah, Matty Bowen was it Rugby League Live trick where he'd get him and run in the in goals.
Him and Reece Wesser from Penrith. They were so fun. They were the fastest ones in the game, so you just use them and just run sideways.
Bro, it's actually pretty cool. When I was at Blackhawks, Matty actually come and played with us for a couple of games.
Oh,
so I got to play. I was so starstruck. I remember, I think I was rooming with him too, and I was just like, I couldn't even talk. Like, I just remember, I don't know, it was just, but he was such a good bloke, and it was pretty cool being able to play with him. So,
Matty Bowen,
the mango.
He was good, man.
Yeah, he was freaky, especially him and JT. They had some pretty crazy combinations. But
you asked that question, Doozy?
Jade.
Nice work, Jade. That was actually really good.
Yeah, that's a good one. What's your guys?
Do you want me to go? You want to go?
No, you go.
Shacky Dacky. What's something new you have always wanted to learn but haven't yet, and why? I was thinking about that. I know what I want.
You got one?
Yeah.
You go first.
Guitar.
Okay.
I just feel like when you have like little catch-ups around the campfire or the boys having drink-ups, I feel like when Buller gets the guitar out and plays some Fijian songs or just like you play music, it'll just be pretty cool to be able to sing and play guitar, I reckon.
That's a good one.
Around the lads. So I just, instead of, always connecting the aux cord up and playing music. So it'd be pretty cool to be able to play music and, sing. So.
That's a good. I was going to say something like sing, but you can't really pick that up, can you?
Probably just
if you
guitar
got a
then.
shit voice, you got a shit voice.
Yeah,
so
100%. I would say guitar then. Wouldn't mind playing guitar.
Maybe like surf,
Yeah, nice.
I reckon. Because you just like go away to like nice holiday locations and be like,
and
see everyone
fun.
surfing. And why? Because I don't know, just
Pretty cool.
I don't know, just feel like it's something that you could just be, oh yeah, let's go for a surf.
Yeah.
You have the patience for it still, I reckon. Just be able to sit on the...
Just chill, waiting for the
yeah,
sense to roll in.
I couldn't do that.
But I'm scared of sharks and stingrays, so...
Oh, well, we've got something in common then.
Yeah, it's probably not something that that's probably why I haven't, because I'm... Yeah, and waves, like imagine getting smacked under a wave and just held under. That's just not me.
Yeah.
Have you snorkeled before then?
Yeah, love snorkeling.
Oh, so that didn't scare you when you were out in the ocean?
Nah.
Oh, well, that scared me when I went to Fiji and snorkeled.
Really?
Oh, mate, shit myself.
But like, you were by yourself, bud, weren't you?
Oh,
I'd have to be in a group.
Me and Bianca. No, I know, but it was...
You've got more meat on you than Bianca does, so they're coming after you first.
Nah, she was pregnant, so...
Still, you've got more meat than she has. Yeah, that would be mine, I reckon, surfing.
Off topic, sorry. You're up.
I'm probably going to go, I'm going to say Māori language.
Oh,
because I've been, like, I was brought up in New Zealand, obviously, but I didn't really go to the Māori schools or anything like that. And to be fair, my family's not real indulged in the culture, so we weren't really brought up with it. And then obviously moved over to Australia when I was a bit younger. So I've always wanted to get back into it. It's just about how to go about it. Like, I know there's a lot of online stuff and all that stuff. So I think, eventually I'd like to learn it because I got a couple family members that are, they can speak it. So it'd be pretty cool to be able to speak it.
Yeah, that's a good one too, language.
Another language, it would be pretty cool. Is that because of the Maori All-Stars and that? Like, because you got
when I go back into the Māori All-Stars and that, it's good. Like, we learn a little bit, like songs and a few different words, but when you get in there, it's like you feel like you want to learn it more and like you feel like you should because it's obviously a big part of the culture, but I just haven't been able to do it. But hopefully I can, dive into it soon and learn a bit about more about my culture.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, very interesting.
Aussie, so I'm boring as fuck.
Yeah, but learning a different language would be...
Oh, it'd be hectic.
One of the greats. All right, I've got a question from Jasmine Collins, a little bit different. Tell us about the first time you were recognised in public as you got well known in footy, and does that novelty wear off, or is it still cool when fans approach you randomly?
Oh, when you played under 20s, you sort of got by the very... the massive fans. So when I was playing 20s Titans, the massive fans would recognise, but not that much. And then when I went up to the Blackhawks, I feel like Townsville just such a rugby league city. Like they just loved it. So like even when I was playing Q Cup, they were like, if I'll go to Coles or something, they'd notice who I am. But I can't remember really the first time NRL, but I sort of love it because I remember when I was a kid and, I'd see, NRL players and I'd go up to them and, try to say hello and get autographs and that would be really nice. And if I feel like it was massive to me back then. So like if I see, kids or fans now, I try to give back as much as I can because I know how much it means to them. Like it took me a little while to realize how much of an impact you have on like, not just kids, but fans these days. And I don't know why. I just thought, they don't care about me. But you soon realise that you do have a massive impact. So I thought, you got to give back and make time for them whenever you can. So that's probably a big one for myself.
I'm a bit both choosy with Q Cup. Like we had a reserve grade team was the Capras were, and that was probably they'll feed a club the Bronx. So we didn't really get too many Bronx fans. Also Bronx players back. So when I started playing probably consistent footy for Q Cup and I signed with the Storm, it's kind of a massive deal. So I worked at Sports Scene, which is probably like a rebel sport. So some kids just come in and get footy boots, and I think I remember that clear as day. Is like kids like saying to their mum, "Oh, there's Munsters."
Oh, no way.
So got a couple of photos there at work. So that was probably something I remember. But with Doozy as well, probably remember it as well. Like being kids, like a bit lucky enough that you boys are going to storm your club tonight, go see kids and give back to the clinics and that. So. I did mine last night. It was good just to see young kids talk. They'll probably talked about. I got a message from one of the coaches on my message request, and he's doing under 8s, and kids didn't stop talking about it after I left. So, it just gives you a bit of a leg up, or you feel really good about yourself. And I guess you don't really realise the impact. So, I think that's something that we could probably do a bit better around the game. But I know the pathways of Frankie are doing some good jobs. So, hopefully we can tap into it a little bit more. But what about yourself, Pappy?
I guess once again, like spoke about like generations before, and that I reckon the first time was sort of like you see someone write something about you on like social media, and you're like, oh fuck, like this person knows my name, and then next thing you know, it's like your name pops up on NRL 360, and it's like, oh fuck. Then that's when people start to go, oh, like he was on TV, or that's that guy, and then probably wasn't until because I'd sort of played 19 and 20. And 21 was like COVID year. Probably wasn't until like after those few years that you come back, and from debuting to then like having won a premiership and growing a mullet and suddenly being like like some people talks about it, was like, I think it happened not real quickly because it took 3 years, because we were so like in a bubble, it sort of was like, oh shit, like
hit you hard.
Yeah, like once you got out the bubble, it was like pretty hectic. I remember I went to Burleigh after the 20 season, just for like a little holiday, and I remember just sitting down for dinner and like people just coming up left, front, and I was like, oh shit, like I didn't know how to handle it. Like, I don't know, like what do you do? You know, you'd feel like imposter syndrome, like like a lot of people want photos with me, but I think what you said usually, like you realise you were once that kid or once that fan, and I think like as long as you do it the right way, I reckon it's cool when you see kids or like adults do it the right way, like with respect, and I just feel like that's probably the cool feeling you get, is like, oh yeah, you know, you feel like you've sort of done something, but also like they might work all week or go to school all week, and their highlight of the weekend's watching you on the weekend, and we were once those kids, so it's like you do have that appreciation, but I think it's sort of the right way you go about it makes a massive difference.
Yeah, just on that too, like you look at kids from wanting to get headgears because of Hughesy. Like, okay, obviously kids can't grow mustache that I used to grow, but you would like, I remember talking to so many kids like they go have a mullet because of you know? So it just shows like it really hits home when you're like, oh, shivers, he wanted to be like, he wants a mullet or he wants a Steeden headgear with like, you know, Storm headgear. So
what's the same with you? And like, I think Azabella and me coming the other week, and
it
was either Billy or was it Bowie?
Yeah, it was Billy,
hands up at a poster and goes, oh, I want those boots. And Az was like, why? And it was obviously Munster in the promo with holding these boots up, and like those little things. And then I'm like, yeah, I was that kid. I used to want whatever boots Ben Barber was wearing, or, you know, like it's just, those little things. So it is a cool feeling. And I think, sometimes we probably don't realise the impact we have on, I guess, fans. But at the same time, it's sometimes gets a little bit overwhelming, doesn't it? But, thanks, Jasmine. Great question.
Nice, Jasmine.
We'll try to get Spotify questions up and fixed. If not, if you try on Spotify and it's not working, just head to YouTube and we'll get through them. Okay, all right. Next segment time, we've got our RIXX eye-catching moments of the week.
Favourite time of the week. What have I got?
I've got
the crystals, dark greys.
Oh yeah, I got the smoke grey polarised Sohos. Oh, you got the green ones?
Crystal green Sohos.
You got the crystal greens.
They're going to go with the
greys.
Green and gold.
Smoky.
Boomer's outfit here. Okay, we did speak about this before, my eye-catching moment. We briefly touched on her having a doco out, but Simone Biles. I stayed up and watched the gymnastics the other night, the US team, and I've heard about Simone Biles and heard how great she is, but like I just thought she did what everyone else did really well, but I didn't realise she like has her own moves.
Yeah.
That no one else can do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, and I was just watching it being like, like she had I think she'd done her calf, she pinged her calf or something, but she was still doing them and like to perfection. So that was my catching moment of the week because I've heard of her, but I actually got to watch her do it. And
I've seen one of her moves. I don't know, it was on the highlight somewhere, but it was like, I don't know how she stayed in the air for that long and done that many flips. It's just like, what the
You know what it reminds me of? You know Blades of Glory, the Iron Lotus?
Yeah.
When like no one's ever done it.
And they like, because a lot of people have cut their throat. Yeah.
Just reminds me of that. So Simone Biles, you are my RIXX eye-catching moment of the week. Big fan of the show too.
Yeah.
So we'll send you a pair of these if you reach out.
Yeah.
You lads.
I'll go. I got an NFL one. A record-tying contract. Jordan Love for the Packers.
Yeah.
$220 million contract extension, $55 million a year.
That's a highest paid quarterback,
the highest paid quarterback right now.
Oh my God.
And I'm not going to knock him because I like.
Would you come out with a chip now?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to knock him because he's making money. Like if they're willing to pay him, pay him. But I just don't think or seen he's worth that yet. But he could be. You know what I mean? And I looked at the stat before. I think we were just having a coffee before, and I seen this thing on Instagram. It was the top highest paid. I think 8 quarterbacks haven't won a Super Bowl yet. And they were just reckon they're all paying for, I guess, hoping they're going to win. So, and you look at someone like Mahomes, is not even in that top 8, and he's been the best quarterback the last couple of years.
How does that contract situation work? Because do you reckon a lot of it would be sign them so no one else can have access to them? Because if they didn't sign him for that,
though.
And then say
He could go somewhere else.
Baltimore come along and go, we want to get him.
Yeah.
Then do the franchise turn against? Like, do the fans turn against the franchise because they didn't sign him? Like, is that?
I know there's a lot of franchise. What do you call it? Pressure as well, like fan pressure on franchises for not signing those guys. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those ones where everyone else is sort of locked in. Like the other quarterbacks are pretty much locked in. So you just need to get what you can get, I guess. But to see them get paid that much is crazy for not doing too much. So, but like I said, I'm probably going to say that now, and then he comes out and wins the Super Bowl in the next couple of years. But I just don't think he's worth that much. But get your money if you can get your money. For sure.
Yeah, I'm with you, probably easy. He hasn't earned the. It could be a gun, but it's like they haven't earned the reputation to be able to get that much. Like if you look at talking about Paddy Mahomes and stuff, like maybe if you won a couple of chips, but yeah, it's an interesting one. But hey, they must have the money.
Yeah.
Then it's that conversation. How much
Does
would
that
they get
mean-
off field, like endorsements?
Yeah.
If you added all that up, it'd be interesting to see the tallies of.
Yeah. Paddy Mahomes would be up.
Yeah.
He'd be on every ad possible, I reckon,
100%.
right now.
Every ad, yeah.
Does he go and chase the money now, Paddy, or you reckon
I
the
don't
Chiefs
think he
will-
needs to.
I don't reckon.
No.
He's got a bloody golf course at his house. No ways.
Living in
He
Kansas
doesn't
City,
care.
just
doing it
yeah.
tough, eh?
Yeah.
Tough
I don't
gig.
reckon. But yeah, shout out Jordan Love.
Nice, lovey.
Get in
Cashed
that
up.
bag.
Jordan
Might
Love.
might get him for our fantasy, but see how we go.
Oh, how good. Oh, my eye-catching moment, boys, is the USA Dream Team, the basketball. Jason Tatum didn't get picked for his first game against who did they actually play?
Joker, Serbia.
Yeah, Serbia. And that's
Serbia.
they played the 3 bigs, Bam, Embiid, and AD. So they obviously want to go with a bigger team, but he's won a chip. He's probably the best. I know he didn't win the MVP for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown did, but he's got to be in the team somewhere, shouldn't he? Like he played Derek White off. I know Derek White's a good 6 man, but you got to somehow find a way to play him. He's not like he's a bum.
Yeah, well, if he wants to come play for Australia.
Yeah, I think Coach Kerr actually said like I feel bad not playing him, but at the time they said it just the matchups didn't match up, which like there's so many good players in that team.
Yeah.
Like you're just like someone's gonna have to miss out. So just like
It's a bit like our situation
yeah,
at the
like,
moment. Like,
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
yeah,
but tell you what, you'd rather have that roster than not have that roster.
yeah,
Yeah, I know, but with we don't. No disrespect to the Dream Team, but us as a club or even the NRL teams, some of them don't have egos. But I feel like there's a lot of ego in that team.
Yeah.
Like you look at, there was another comment about Embiid saying that he should have been the one holding the flag for the bearer, like the USA. Like, did you see that comment?
Yeah, no.
So he said that about he was angry that LeBron held the flag instead of him, but he's Cameroon. Like he had to get he had to get like a
I feel like
eligibility
Embiid always
clause.
say some crazy shit. He's just like
They just try to say shit so they can get
hype,
get eyes on them, which is a little bit backwards, but
Yeah. I feel like you talk about egos in that team. I reckon Tatum's probably the one that just wouldn't have one.
Yeah,
I
So you
reckon.
he
Like
was happy to-
well, I don't know if he would have been happy, but he's not going to go online and start spraying everyone saying I should have been playing.
Yeah, not true.
I just reckon he's
You Yeah, you met him, eh?
Yeah, we're good mates.
He'll be watching this, wouldn't he?
But yeah, it was pretty surprising when I seen that. Like, he's a gun player, so
Keep him on
should be in
ice.
the team.
Keep him fresh for finals.
Yeah.
Like you could have played him and still Ant-Man. Like they're similar players. So
Ant-Man's the future, bro.
Yeah, man's
I know,
pretty
but
dumb, though.
Tatum's not young, like not old either.
But then Ant-Man's like, we got to think too, was it the last World Cup or was it the Olympics where like none of the US guys wanted to play?
Yeah.
And Ant-Man was like, I want to play.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon you got to take that.
I don't think it was Olympics. It was,
true.
Might
World
have been. Yeah, it would have been something like that,
Yeah.
and they all pulled out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. That's what I love about him. He's
yeah,
just,
no, it's true. He bleeds for his state. That's so his
he
country.
don't care where it is. He'll just wants to play good basketball.
Yeah.
No, fair, cool.
Nice man. Good eye catcher. Takes the end of our segment and into our Clubhouse Leader of the Week this week. Drove past this man actually as I was leaving Amy Park, driving around in his nice Mercedes.
Oh yeah.
Was
Scott.
it Jerome Hughes? Tradies ad? Was it his tradies ad?
I wish I had a Mercedes.
Just the equivalent. Scott Pendlebury, 400th game this weekend versus Carlton. So yes, very impressive achievements. All at the one club, and
That's crazy because they play like one less game than us during the year. So when did he debut? That's for 400
was a while
games.
ago.
Oh,
It
his
was-
20th. Is this his 20th season?
Yeah.
20th season coming up.
oh, mate, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wild. So, big game against Carlton at the MCG.
Be popping after our game. I
After
think.
our game.
Ooh.
So if you got nothing to do before, head down
pop
Swan
in.
Street,
Yeah.
stop off at a few pubs, maybe Amy Park 5:30.
Yeah.
And then
Head across the road.
you'll make it plenty of time for Pendle's 400. So, our clubhouse leader, Scott Pendlebury,
Yeah.
massive achievement. 400 games in any sport is ridiculous. And, for him to dominate for 400 games too, still going pretty strong.
He was pretty dominant like last year's grand final too. And so, how old is he now? He'd be like 36.
36.
Cameron
He
Smith,
still. He
like-
doesn't. Yeah. Well, that's what. Like, who can we? I've seen a few comments like comparing, like say Smithy.
Yeah.
People were tossing up LeBron James because how long he's been going for. It's pretty similar. He's been. I think there's only 4 or 5 others that have gone over 400 VFL, AFL games. So it's a huge achievement, massive achievement, and
cool.
Very good. Just the way
Pure
he plays,
athlete, so-
slows it up.
He's a bit like Smithy, eh?
time, yeah.
Controls the game, slows it up. He's got silk skills. Like,
just never looks flustered.
Yeah.
Just cruises around the
yeah, it's
field, and
he's been
yeah, it
pretty,
reminds me of Smithy actually a lot.
yeah, it's a pretty good accolade to have.
Very worthy recipient of the Clubhouse Leader of the Week. But that wraps us up there, I think, lads. So another week of the Olympics to go, not another 4, hey, Munster.
You're the one that tossed up the 5 weeks, mate. I said 2.
But no, that wraps
Athletics,
us
though.
up. So big week athletics next week. We'll get into that. Hopefully a few more gold medals for Australia and New Zealand. And we've got a cheeky little bet on too with the 7s. So we'll check
Go
that
the
out.
girls.
Big game against the Dragons this week. I think it's Women in League round 2. So big round for that. And keep updated. Hopefully big crowd, Amy Park Saturday night for the game against the Dragons. But take care. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks to everyone that has tuned into the Clubhouse podcast. Please make sure you have hit the subscribe button on all our channels and also following us on social media at Aussie American Aces so that you don't miss out on any announcements.
Catch you at the Clubhouse.